Yo, welcome to BHILLZ Stream, powered by Quality Music Management. We got a special interview with us today. Vero G is in the building. How you doing today?
Doing good. Thanks for having me, man. I'm honored.
For sure. So before we get into everything with you, we're gonna play one of your songs. So tell us about the song Anxiety.
Ooh, that's a good one. That's actually out now. The album, the 7th full album, and you guys can check it out on all digital platforms. This song, of course, affects more about mental health. I wanted to discuss more about in this album about that matter, and people could relate to this. Suffering through certain mental health issues, like anxiety, depression, that sorts. And I wanted to touch home, so I think with this song resonates with a lot of people with this.
For sure. All right, so we'll get into it. So this is My Anxiety by Vero G. So this song is it out? This one's out already?
Yes. The album is called My Anxiety as well. Yeah.
Okay, and they can find it on all platforms?
Yes.
Okay. All right, so we'll get right into it. Hold up. We have technical difficulties.
Right. It's all right. Don't worry about it.
This anxiety makes me feel alone. No one here is me, just here on my own, screaming out for help. Reach for your head, get me out this mess, and leave this to rest. Anxiety, is killing me inside. My anxiety, feeling trapped all the time. Anxiety is killing me inside. My anxiety, feeling trapped all the time. Sitting here in this dark place, these demons want to play. Facing fear and racing thoughts, these mind games are here to stay. Anxiety is killing me inside. My anxiety, feeling trapped all the time. Anxiety is killing me inside. My anxiety, feeling trapped all the anxiety is killing me inside. My anxiety, feeling trapped all the time.
Hey, I appreciate it.
For sure. Tell people that are just getting familiar with you, tell people a little bit about who you are and where you're from.
Definitely not a problem. So I'm based out here in New York City. As you guys know, born and breed here for many, many years. And music has always been a part of me since a very young age, since the age of 7 years old. And I feel like, everybody has a calling in life. And I think this was definitely something I really wanted to, as a gift. And I think I wanted to kind of develop it down the line. And I was able to have the honor to work with Al Sharpton many years ago for the Change Choir. And prior to that, I went solo. Of course, I, put music for many years, and, from showcases to old mics and that sorts. And, I've been dropping albums right now, left and right, and singles as we speak. So I've been working.
So what was it that made you want to start pursuing music?
Oh my God. I think I have to give a shout out to my mom, because I guess she kind of knew I had something special, and she always every weekend would go, chorus, chorus with me. In chores, I meant to say, we do chores. So every time we'll like clean, she will always put music on, always. And I think it was just the love for it, and hearing different types of sounds and genres, and just enjoying it. I think that's what really got me into that point, to tap into that.
That's dope. Yeah. So I noticed, like, from the couple songs that I heard, that your music really comes from like personal experiences. So how do you turn like those moments into songs? Like,
that's a good question. It takes me a while to adapt to it when it comes to like my own personal situations, and I think I usually sit down when I write. It takes a lot of me, of course, but I think I have to put every effort into each word, into the song. And I think I want people to really feel that. And it takes some time, of course, because remember, you're doing these songs, it kind of gets you into that emotional stage. It gets into that moment like, wow, I remember going through this. So I remember, something to that extent that kind of gave me that trauma. But I think when you go through situations like that and you release it into these songs, it makes you, I think it's therapy, because I always say music is therapy. And I think when I do this, it's kind of me getting off my chest how I feel. But at the same time, when people listen to it, it's like, wow, I also gone through this, and I can relate to that. So it kind of helps them heal as well at the same time.
Yeah, like, cause it's like a gift and a curse, cause it's like whenever you hear the songs, it'll remind you of like, sometimes it's like, cause a lot of people, whenever they live life and stuff, they go through emotions and they get over things. And whenever you make music and you freeze it, like you were saying, it's like you relive that. Like, it might not even be really what you were talking about, but it just reminds you of that night or that mind frame, or, but at the same time, it's good to see other people relate to what you're saying, because especially whenever you put out music and you're about your life and you're being vulnerable and stuff, because then it's like, it makes it where you don't really feel as alone too. So it's therapy for you, because it's like good, because it's a good feeling to have people relate to you and something that's personal to you, or something that you're going through, and other people be able to be like, I can resonate, with that. Like, so tell us about Love Control. That's the next one that we go play.
Ooh, this is a good one. So this is for I say grown folks music, as they call it. So if y'all don't know, I'm not gonna tell my age, but this is like the 90s kind of like throwback R&B, music. I was like, or 80s as well. Music back in that time, we actually had meaning and feeling when it comes to, especially love songs, forgive me, and R&B. So I think we kind of bring that back. A shout out to Real Lyrics is watching, and it's myself featuring him on this song. It's really, really beautiful. So hope you guys enjoy it.
All right, so we'll get right into it. So this is Love Control.
What's up, mama? Got your love. Got me in control with your love. Yeah. Sing for me. Yeah. I'ma speak like that, okay?
Love the way you would kiss me, soft like a summer beef. Put your heart on ease, whispering in the moonlight. Share it out with sick love, with a dark moon. Our heart is beating closer. You wanna leave a spark on me. Got me under your love control, but wrap your arms around me. Look at my soul, look at my soul, look at my soul. But every moment, it feels so good to with you. Why we dance through the night? Hit the angels singing late night. I can't deny the smile of the moon. Your eyes follow my dream. Every kiss is like a melody. If I'm a rhythm, when my heart belong, the touch is like electricity. It's in the chill, but out of my spine. Every time I see the laugh, it brings joy. Every time I see you, a teardrop, it brings pain. So let's take a walk and click your mind, because you're mine. I love the way you hugging me, but like I'm your protector.
until you came my way. Never knew where it would lead, into the secrecy of love and pure bliss. Love to touch your lips, got me in your trance. This passion is intense, always on my mind. Gave me a second chance to be truly loved. As I count the days, when I see your face, your love got me hooked, hooked on your love.
Yeah, that was dope. Has the applause been going on the whole time that we were on here, or am I tripping? I don't think so. I didn't hear it. Could you hear the applause like this whole time, or no?
Oh no.
Okay, all right, good. Because I went to go press it and it said it was already playing, so I was like, what the fuck?
I don't know. Not yet. I mean, I accept any applause. I'll take that.
So which song out of your catalog means the most to you, and why?
Oh my God. I mean, there's a few of them. I think to someone, I guess, Gone Too Soon. And that song really touches me. And I can't perform that song for a reason. I think to sum it up, my mother had passed away like over 2 years ago. And it really affected me. So during that time, I had to write something about it. And even writing about it, it was emotional. So I had to put all my emotions and feelings towards it. And when I recorded it, I was in the studio. And big shout out to Eddie as well and Real Lyrics for being there to support me. And when I sat down, this, like the feedback, they played back and stuff. And I was listening. And no lie to you, man, listen, I cried. And when I think I performed it one time and I couldn't no more. I couldn't, because really now it still resonates with them.
Definitely. So what are the biggest challenges that you feel like you or just independent artists face in general?
Oh my God, there's a few things. Just to sum some of it off, I think because you're independent, you have to basically put investment into yourself. That's one of the biggest hardships I know a lot of artists and myself have been encountering with. A lot of times also, when you go to certain, like say events and that sort, a lot of these times some of the promoters think about money. And, I was promoting many years ago, and I always was compassionate with artists. And there were times where I won't even charge them, like, come through perform, or don't be at the door, just come, know. And I've encountered a few promoters back then, which I won't mention names, where I just felt like they were just there for the money and not even care about the artists. Yeah. And I think a lot of artists can resonate with this most, because it's like it's a fortunate they do this still to this day. So I think the biggest for me personally is, of course, the hardship financially of investing yourself and, not having as they call it, a sponsor. That's a big one. And I think, of course, the promoters, a lot of times they're in it for the cash. Yeah, definitely. And especially whenever because nowadays it's like switched where it's like these promoters, they put on events and their whole mind says they're gonna make money charging the artist, and then instead of and then it's because they know that ain't no. And then it's like, as an artist, it's like if you are gonna pay to perform, then I feel like it's the promoters should pack the event. You know what I mean? Like, if I'm gonna pay something, y'all better have some fans out there, so it's worth my money, worth my gas, worth me coming out there. You know what I mean? Because it's the same with the vendors. You see the same thing in the vending with vendors and stuff. Like, they'll have these vendors and charge them these spots for $100, and they come out and set up their table and buy the product and do all these investments, and then the people know they're doing the event, that ain't nobody gonna be there, ain't nobody gonna show up, especially with being an artist now. Think about it, because most of the shows, especially because I'm out here in St. Louis, is
you're rapping to other rappers or you're singing it to other singers. You know what I mean? And a lot of part of that is because it used to be like people that used to be fans, now they're all artists too, because now everybody's an artist because it's so easy. You know, you can do it on BandLab on your phone, or you don't need any equipment. You don't have to go to no studio no more. So now all these people that used to be fans, now they're all artists too, you know?
So
And
true.
like, you know, it's just crazy. Like, I feel like it's definitely a lot of scams out here, you know, especially whenever you're a young artist. You know, you'll fall for anything. Be like, I'll get you on. Like, I don't know how many DJs from 97.9 The Box hit me up, or whatever that radio station it is, 97.9. You always get those messages. They'll be like, oh, I'm a DJ on 97.9 and blah, 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 blah. I get you on the radio. Like, it's all these scammers, you know?
I heard it. Yeah, I had one a couple years ago. I won't mention his name. He was a DJ at Hot 97, actually, and he personally contacted me out of nowhere. Hey, listen, you could pay this, and I would get you a flyer, and you could come. I guess I don't know if it was live at the time, but you could go on Hot 97 in the building, and you'd be interviewed. And I'm like, Then, mind you, I said, I'll let you know. The dude kept harassing me, and I said, this don't sound right. So I looked it up online, and I'm like, he actually is a DJ there. But I'm thinking, why would this man harass an independent artist to come on his platform? It doesn't make any sense. Then I found out later on, recently, that's actually illegal for payola, especially these big, commercialized radio stations. They could get fined for that. So I said, wow. So now Hot 97, I'm not putting them down. I have respect for them. But now they have a thing now. Instead of now, I already noticed, now they have a waiting list for artists to come perform for free at their station or be in the station.
So you have a podcast too, right?
Yes.
All right. So tell people about your platform and what's the biggest lessons that you've learned from interviewing artists.
Oh my God, the list goes on. So the podcast is called Vero Spotlight Radio Show. I've been doing this for over 5-6 years now. Big shout out to DTF Radio. I was actually there a couple years ago as my show there, and then things happened. So eventually I just started doing it online for the moment, the show, and I just love it. And to see when I have people on the show and I just interact with them, and it's live, so people can chat at the same time with them, on that time. But I think what's really the best thing, what I gain out of it, is to see the amazing amount of people, all types of backgrounds, all types of music, that we unite, and we're able to discuss about music, about the project, but it's also great to just have amazing conversation along the way and get to know these people. As you know, again, we've seen our other stations. Big shout out to everybody out there, but there's a few I've seen, especially mainstream more than anything. They don't really take the initiative to kind of have people get to know these people. Yeah. And that's what we need more of that.
Yeah. Because nowadays as an artist, you have to be an influencer. Like you have to be. It's almost like you have to be a better influencer than an artist in order to get seen. Like, because there's a lot of people that I know that are good musicians or good artists or good singers and stuff, but they don't know how to use social media, or they don't put themselves out there like that. So they'll never get heard. Because a lot of times, especially ever since COVID, people don't even really going out like they used to. Like everybody's cooped up. Because you think about it, that's whenever this shit really took off. Like all these little streams, all these podcasts, everybody started a podcast. It was all because of COVID. Everything became like Zoom calls. Like if you go to court now and shit, it'll be all through a Zoom, unless you're like criminal court. But like child support, like all that's through Zoom. Therapy sessions are through Zoom now. Like everything is now. It's crazy. But do you feel like that there's a disconnection though? Like talking to people, like you feel like it'd be different because like if we were like sitting in front of each other, I feel like it'd be like it's a vibe, but it's a whole nother vibe. That's why I like to do like live interviews and stuff too with people that are like, local or in the area. You're in New York, right?
Yes.
Okay, so tell people about growing up in New York. Is it the Bronx?
Well, I used to live in the Bronx, but
okay.
I actually went back to my childhood neighborhood. They call it Alphabet City, New York City, like downtown Manhattan. And it's changing, of course, but it's still what it is. And I kind of appreciate the neighborhood because it's something that I call home in that sense, and it's really cool.
So how was it like growing up out there with the music scene growing up, and especially like in the eras like you said, like the 90s, 2000 or 90s and stuff like that. That was real like New York, like Nas, Fern, AZ, J, all them type of people, like y'all got a lot of people out there. Like, so how was it growing up there and having so many people like around you? Like, what I mean, so many local like rappers and shit. Because there's a lot of rap in the '90s. There was a lot of rappers that came out as just New York's a big city, but what I mean, it was like that was the main thing of music for a while, especially
No,
in
of
the
course.
'90s. So
Oh my
how was it growing up and being influenced and stuff out there with that?
Of course, yeah. I mean, New York City's the mecca. I have to give it up. Listen, hip hop was born and raised in the Bronx. I'm sorry, everybody's like, oh no, it has to be. I mean, big shout to DJ Cool Her. I always says right name right, but yeah, I mean, hip hop was really big out here, even so now. But to answer your question, I think living in my community, my neighborhood, music was really resonating a lot of times here, especially in the Latin community where I'm at. It's a lot of salsa, merengue, bachata. I mean, we have everything else, but that and hip hop was really more around my neighborhood, and it kind of influenced me a bit because it's like, wow, this is cool, my culture, and I'm like, I kind of want to throw a little something there down the line, my own kind of journey in that sense.
Yeah. So what are some artists that inspired you?
Oh
Like
my God.
like in the beginning, and then what are some artists that like still inspire you to today, because you know how it changes, so like so because people, they always ask that question like what artists inspire you, but the artists that inspire you today might not be the one that did that spark back in the day. So what was the one that really kind of you see, back in the day, and then the one that you still get inspiration from?
Oh my God, the list goes on. I guess to sum it up, right? Mariah Carey, of course. I mean, Celine Dion, Whitney Houston. I mean, those are like big three ones that are like legends. Aretha Franklin's another one. So I mean, the list goes on. I mean, as of now, this generation, um, I
I
honestly
mean, it doesn't have to be anything that's like still like you could still be inspired by something old now though. I didn't mean it like it has to be like somebody like current, like it could still be it could still be Mariah Carey, but I just want to know like which one was the one that kind of gave you the spark, and then which one is the one that still that you could still put on and you still get them goosebumps, or you still feel something like really from like.
I think out of all of them, may she rest in peace. The original Selena Quintanilla Perez, that one. I remember mother kept playing her music all the time, and that just something about her really clicked with me. And then when she passed away, it really hit me hard. Mind you, I don't really know her.
Yeah.
And down the line, after all these years, I watched her last concert she did. I believe it was in Texas, if I'm not mistaken, or somewhere. And just every time I hear her music, I smile and I go into it, and it gives me that moment. Like, yeah, it was because of her. I really wanted to push into what I was doing at that time.
Oh, yeah. So what is like one misconception that people have about Vera G?
Oh my God. I mean, I haven't heard much yet, but I think to what I gather, I think a lot of people like, I get people get misconfused, I guess you would call it. Oh, I think I heard something. I'll have to talk.
Yeah, that's my dog. Yeah, she gave you the ear applause.
I'll take that. I'll take that. Yeah, no, I think a lot of people when they kind of hear my music or kind of like see me, they're like, I'm not the norm, as they say in the industry. So I want to be like myself, unique, as they say, and kind of stand out. So I think that's what I gather from doing events, doing shows, and that sorts. And I think a lot of times people are just like, where in the box am I in? And that's
Yeah, I agree, because I feel like a lot of people, they be trying to be somebody that they're not, or trying to fit in, and then whenever you fit in, then it's not natural because it's not you. Because there's something whenever somebody's just like genuine that people feel. Then you can tell whenever somebody's being fake or somebody's trying to put on an act. You know what I mean? Especially whenever it's like if you're an artist and you're like, oh, I'm gonna try to fit into this box. It's like you got to be yourself, because if you're gonna come off fake in a way if you're trying to be like something else. Like you could be inspired by other things. You could be inspired by all sorts of stuff. Like I'm inspired by I'll see like something like a painting, or see like go for a walk and see like a sunset and be inspired to make music. Like you don't gotta just listen to music to be inspired by music. Like I feel like especially so since how long have you been making music? I forgot. Did I ask you that?
It's okay, no problem. Yeah, oh my god, the list goes. All right, so I originally started writing this before I got really into it. I guess I around 15 or 16. And I never forget my first song was called Teardrops. And of course, it does resonate with something that happened in past high school, a breakup and that sort. So I utilized that into a song. It was actually a poem, and I converted to a song. And big shout out to Mr. Brown. He was the music teacher I had one time in City. No, I wrong song. Chelsea Vocational High School. I was going there years ago, and I remember him kind of helping me a little bit, like guiding to a songwriting and that sort. And I was like, yeah, this is definitely what I do. So I made my first song called Teardrops. I never forget. And I recorded actually. I was working at a place. I think it was in the Bronx, and it was like a music therapy thing for people who were like disabled and stuff. And I was able to utilize the studio. And when I heard it, I was like, "This is cool, man!" I was like, "I'm gonna keep doing this." So from that point on, I guess the age of 15, and that was it. From that point on,
For sure. So since then, like, what's the how have you seen the music industry change since like you first started? Like, what's
oh man, I started years ago. When I started before, it wasn't that many like platforms for artists, independent artists, and then I noticed now there's so many opportunities, which is amazing, especially down here in New York City. But I think for the most part, what really changed is the technology. Because back then, we had cell phones, of course, but we didn't have like download streams. We didn't have all that back then.
yeah.
Now, of course, and now it's like, oh, you could just stream, you could download. You don't even have to have you don't have to even meet your friends. You could just, like you said, people could just support it by checking your page, social media, and that's pretty much it.
Yeah, I feel like it really waters down the product too. You know what I mean? Like, it makes it where, because it used to be like, if you want to be an artist, you have to invest like $50 an hour studio time, or get you some equipment, or have somebody that's willing to, let you use it, or whatever it is. You know what I mean? And now, like you said, like everybody can be an artist. So it's kind of like, and it's like crabs in a bucket too, because there's so many. Everybody's on all the platforms. Like, it used to be like, you had to be like, have a label or something to get onto like iTunes and shit. And then they just opened the floodgate, like everything. Like, you can make a song with the worst quality ever and just like anything and put it on iTunes. Like, you know what I mean? There's I think there should be like they should have some AI that listens to it and at least make sure that yeah, they should be some AI gatekeeper that's like, only allows.
You know what? Maybe one day.
They won't because they don't care, because it doesn't matter to them. That's the thing with music is like, we're like in the Wild West. Like, it went ever since they started with these streams, and now artists, there's really, if you're an independent artist, it's really hard to get paid out here, because like we were saying, like a lot of these venues, they want you to pay them, or even if you're not paying them, you're still it's hard to get paid unless you can pack up shows. You know what I mean? Especially as an independent artist, maybe if you start up like real young and you do like 10 years of just like free shows, and then you can find but for because you can't you're not gonna, unless you just get people to, because the only way you can really make money is merch, or if you can get sponsors, but then it's hard to get sponsors on shows like this because we're getting demonetized because we're playing the music that's on Spotify and Amazon and everything. Like as soon as you play like 5 seconds of like a song, like they demonetize it. That's why it always gives the revenue, but it's only a couple cents anyway every time. Like, it's really like, it's crazy. Like, there needs to be something. They need to figure out some new kind of structure. Because especially because as an independent artist, you got to compete with like these artists because nowadays they just put things in front of you and make it seem like it's cool. Like, be like, oh, this is hip. Like, that's just, you know what I mean? Like, especially, they'll put like, because any kind of big artist, like, like a Drake or anything, they're going to make sure that it's suggested, it's in the algorithm, it's in there getting put in front of your face, getting suggested every time, you know what I mean? Like, because they pick and choose what they want to put in front of you, Like, they really do. And as soon as you don't play ball with them, then it's easy to get shadow banned. Or not even get shadow banned, but there's so much people that it's easy just to get pushed to the side. It's like we're all a bunch of ants, like just like in this digital, you know what I mean? Like, it's crazy.
It does suck because, like you said, everything is just all over the place. There's no structure. There's no, like, back in the days, we go like to the 70s, 60s. They have actual A&R that had these people that had these artists that really, were kind of beginning, and they developed them. They had their own sound. They structured before they even got released. Like I heard years ago, artists were in the A&R camp, and they were trained for interviews. They were trained to do press. They were trained to do all this before they even got released within 2 years. Yeah. So now anybody could be an Ice Spice. Anybody could be a Remy Ma. Anybody could be just anybody, and it's okay.
Yeah, and it used to be it was better back then because it was like you didn't know as much about them, so it was mysterious. You know what I mean? Yes. Like now it's like everybody's online. Everybody is just like the way that things set up and stuff. It's like everybody's just normal. Like just think about it. Like artists before, you didn't really know much about them other than if you watch their music videos or you seen an article or some shit like that. Or really, all we really knew about most of these artists was just the CD booklets. You know what I mean? Like looking at those pictures in the CD booklets, and then it meant so much more because you actually went and you spent your money on this, and then and since you did spend your money on it, you're gonna go through the booklet, you're gonna look through everything. You know what I mean? You're gonna listen to all the songs, so then you enjoy like the album as like a project. You know what I mean? Because you paid for it, so you're gonna listen to every song. You know what I mean? And because nowadays people aren't like, that's why I'm not really. Like I dropped 3 albums and I'm just like, I'm not even dropping albums no more. Like I'm only going to do singles. I'm just going to.
That's what I've been doing. Yeah.
Because it's just like nobody listens to the album, they just listen to the single or whatever songs you're pushing anyway, especially nowadays. Because whenever you're on social medias and all this stuff, like a lot of people, they listen to your music on the social media, because it's hard to get on those playlists. Because, like just like how we were talking about, like, whenever how they put the artist in front of you and stuff, just like whenever you're listening to a song and then the next song will be another artist, like somebody's pulling the strings and making sure them like artists get heard and stuff, and then it'll be like so random, like you ever listen to yourself on Spotify or Pandora and then the next song comes on, you're just like, what the fuck, this is what they think, like I said, like it's always some other independent person, but it'd be like weird, you're just like, what the fuck, why they keep playing this shit? Like I'm trying to hear me on here, my time to hear. Yeah, this is what y'all think my character, y'all suggest, whatever.
It is true, like you said, and now you see, a lot of people don't know. I think we're in the same age bracket because back then, see, the younger generation don't know what we had to go through back then when it came to, of course, cassettes. 8 tracks, as they call it, and like you mentioned, the CD.
I remember. I used to listen to the radio and have my tape in there.
Oh my god!
And it would be like stopped at the song, and I'd be waiting for the song that I heard so I can start it, so then I can have these little mixtapes. Like
I remember back in the days when we had the voice message and you used to wait till the song come up and you had to record it.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Wow, that's memories.
and then like just like you were saying, like, but artists, they were like pressed in front of us, so whenever we seen them, they were ready. You know what I mean? Like a lot of times, and then people don't, because people don't really like. They're only good. There's so much people out there, so much shit going on that people are only good. If they see you and like they might just not see you in your right season. Because the thing is though, is like you were saying, like if before like A&R or whatever, they would see an artist and they would work with the artist. So whenever we seen the artist, they were like packaged, ready to go. Like this is a complete, had press, everything ready, you know what I mean? Polished up and shit. And then now it's like, but you can't do it but I think I think it's just because people got sick of like that type of thing, just same with radio. Like, cause radio is so like, just, you know what I mean? Like fake and stuff, like the way that they talk and, you know what I mean? Like, and just go off and then they have sponsors. So then they can't like talk about certain, like, you know what I mean? That's why podcasts and everything and streams and stuff took off the way that they did. I feel like because people they liked seeing people being real and being, you know what I mean? Themselves and shit and not being like this fucking fake ass package,
Yeah.
Like, I don't know.
So right about that.
so let's play this other song before I lose track of what I was doing. So tell us about Turn Me On.
Yes, of course. Listen, you got the first exclusive, by the way. Nobody has this first. So I'm giving up to you first time here. Pause on the show.
You don't gotta pause because you're a girl. Like it only be gay.
Yeah, I'm so used to, yeah, you know. I'm so used to saying it when it comes to certain words that come up. But,
it's a New York thing. That's a New York thing too.
Yeah,
That's definitely a New York thing. Pause. Like,
it's all right. No. So this song is really cool because you know, you always as an artist you want to kind of change things up. You want different kind of moods, right? So with this song, it's "Turn Me On." It's basically, it's basically a woman kind of saying, you know, things she likes and that situation, and that's where. But actually, this song will be coming out actually August 18th. So
okay. So this is the one that you were talking about that's coming out.
Yes, this one will be coming out in less than 2 weeks, but it's really, really cool. It's sexy. It leads to the imagination. It's bedroom stories, as they call it, you know. So, yeah, it's for the grown folk.
So we'll get right into it. This is Turn Me On.
Why don't you come over? Talk to me dirty. Can't be so bad. Turn me on. Turn me on. Come and explore my body. Don't you come to me so you can feel this heat. Get your body close to me. Show you what turns me on. Turn me on. Come and explore my body. Turn me on. Can't resist on this desire. Babe, you're not a girl. Do it nice. And so your hands on my thighs. Your kisses on my neck. Want you to spare me. Have your eyes on me. You hold my hand while you bend me over. Turn me on, 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 turn me on. Come and explore my body. Turn me on. Can't resist on this desire.
That was really, really dope.
Thank you, man. Thank you. Just bringing sexy back, as they call it.
Yeah, that was probably my favorite out of all three of them. That one was really dope. The first one was real dope. Or I don't remember the one the two that you were. That's just you were my favorite. I ain't gonna lie.
Oh my
God! Thank you. I like you solo because it's like I don't know. It's a dope like the the way you ride the beat and the beats that you use. Like, are you always use the same producer, or where you get your beats from?
So
Who
that's
engineers and all that?
no, not a problem, not a problem. So a lot of times I select several producers. It really just it has to be the beat that comes to me. Like that's how when I hear the beat and I feel like that's the right melody, that's when I go into it. So I use various producers. Big shout out to Real Lyrics is also another producer of mine who I also we worked many times. We've done collabs, and he also produced a couple of my tracks as well. So, yeah.
That's dope. So whenever what's your process like? Like do you, whenever you make a song or something, do you have that, like, the idea, and then you go to try to match the idea to the beat, or do you just kind of go, hear the beat, and, or you know what I mean? And also, do you, whenever you write and stuff, do you like go with the melody first, or do you actually like just kind of you know what I mean? Like, because some artists, they'll be like,
Yeah.
like kind of hum, and then they try to match the words to that, or do you do the words first and then match it to the melody? I know it's like 5 questions in one, but
No, it's fine. I'm now absorbing everything. It's okay.
basically, I was just trying to give, like, really, the question is just like, what's your process like? I was just trying to give a little,
No, you're good. You're good. It's okay. It's okay. So to answer your question, it varies. For me, how I usually break it down is I usually try to be in a room or I try to go somewhere quiet. That's a big thing for me. And I just hear a couple of beats. Mostly it's YouTube, of course, but I make sure I always I what they call leasing it. So I make sure I always, get at least a copy when they call it. So when it has to be something that gravitates. So let's say I have a concept, I already got a title, and I just gotta find the right beat. So when I'm listening, I'm playing it over again. I'm playing it over again. I'm like, And there's some beats when I listen to it, and it's just you feel like it's the right one, and I immediately make sure I make sure I buy it for anything. And then and the songwriting process for me is like I have to be somewhere quiet. I brainstorm. I just put ideas together, and then I just basically it's a story. So you bring it down to the structure of how you want the sound or song to put together in essence. So that's how I pretty much do it. My process.
I feel like a lot of, like, pretty much like all my songs like were accidentally almost made, like, not like where it wasn't like they would just come about, like some of the best ones, like I feel like the ones that, like, there are songs, because of course you have songs that you like, sit down and really think out and blah blah blah, but I feel like some of them songs that are just like come real easy, where it's almost like how they say like artists have like a muse, and it's almost like you're trying to hurry up and get it completed real quick, so before you lose it in a way, what I mean? Because that's how I feel. Like it's almost like sometimes it feels like the ideas are just getting pushed into you, like, you know what I mean? And it's like if you don't, that's why like whenever I record music and stuff, what I do is I'll like punch in, like, like I don't really write anymore, because I don't like just like make the song, but I'll punch in like I'm writing it, and then after I memorize it, then I'll go back over and re-record it so it doesn't sound like I'm punching, you know what I mean, or whatever. And I started doing that just because it's like that way whenever you come back to it, you can feel it still has that feeling to it, you know what I mean? Because it's hard to write that, you know what I mean, like the way you say the words or the way the melody was, it's hard to put that down on paper and come back to it, I feel like,
So true. Because it's a train of thought. You at the moment, you write it down because later on you're like, man.
Yeah, you gotta write it down at first. But I feel like it's like a piece, and I always like to make like the song, like I like kind of making songs by myself, and then a lot of times I'll go over to the studio to record them just so I can be around other people. Once I already got it memorized, I already recorded it a million, I already recorded on my own, and I got it memorized, and I have this, but I'm gonna go and because it kind of puts the pressure back on, because there's like a million ways that you can make the song, especially whenever you're sitting here and you're making it, and you know what I mean? Because like I don't know how many times I like made a song, and by the time I was done, I like didn't even like it no more. You know what I mean? Just because you heard it so many times and it's so repetitive, and then you'll push it to the side and you'll go back and find it and be like, damn, like why didn't you know what I mean? Like
That's true, yeah.
So since we're wrapping up 2026 going into 2027, so what are your plans? What can people look forward to in the upcoming end of this year and upcoming next year?
Yes, of course. So as we speak, again, like you mentioned, on August 18th, I'm releasing that song called Turn Me On. It will be available on digital platforms. Also, I might be releasing another single or so, but I know for sure on December 25th, which is Christmas, by the way, I will be releasing another single called Talking That Ish. So that's going to be interesting. That one. Big shout out to Vero Lyrics Productions for that beat. Also, next year, I didn't release the date yet, but it will be coming in February. I'm releasing my 8th album called Self Love. And I think I think this album really reflects me personally. Other people could, again, relate to this. Loving yourself, taking care of yourself. And it's time to like kind of reinvent yourself in that sense as well.
Yeah, I feel like it's important for that type of music too, because it doesn't have like a shelf life. Like it's always gonna be, people always gonna be able to relate to stuff that if you're talking about going through things, you know what I mean? Like so where can people follow you? Where can they find your podcast when you have your podcast? And we should do something on your podcast too,
That would be cool. Yeah, we could listen, cross promote. I like that. Let's do it.
For sure. Just let me know. But yeah, so tell people, what was it that made you want to get it? Before we do that, what was it that made you want to start doing podcasting?
Oh my God. So let me give you a quick backstory. So prior to the radio podcast, I was doing prior to that, which we still do, but we took a hiatus for it. So I done first the branch of the Vero G Spotlight TV show, which we've been doing I think over 8 years now. But I feel like, especially independent artists, what does independent artists need? They need marketing, they need promotion, they need magazine, they need radio. So I said, better yet, let's branch off the Spotlight brand into Now Radio. And we did. And since that point on, I just love it. I love it. And it's just great, like to meet people like yourself and just interact, have a great conversation and to promote their brand or whatever they're doing. And just, it's the love. It's not even about anything else. It's just the love helping people and getting the right to meet BBM.
Yeah, and it's networking, and that's the important part, what I mean? Because so you started with radio. So how do you feel like? And I was all talking shit about radio earlier. That's funny.
Yeah.
But you know what I mean, though. But it's like it's true though, because on the radio, you had to be that type of way. You know what I mean? Think about like you had to be kind of artificial. You know what I mean? Like a Ryan Seacrest. Like those are the people that make it on radio. Like those type of, or they had like some kind of gimmick or, you know what I mean? Because they're so corny too. The people that are on the radio now. Like,
it is. Oh my God.
And they have to be that way, and it's because, it's because I guess because times has just changed, like things are now, and then now it's even past podcasting and and streams. It's all like, what I mean? Live streams and stuff like that and shit. You got Twitch and people, they just want to have cameras follow them around while they do nothing. And people sit there and watch that shit.
That's what I mean? Like, how do people just like they do like random stuff? They do the bathroom.
They're gonna go eat, like do nothing, like going shopping, like you're just watching these people. Like, it reminds me of the Truman Show. Only they're doing it to like themselves. We're doing it to themselves. It's not like getting tricked. We're all like just putting cameras in front of ourselves and stuff. But you have to kind of do that as an artist. You know what I mean? Like, that's really how it is now. Like, because if you're an independent artist and you're not on social media or you're not doing lives or you're not, you know what I mean? Then you're not going to be seen. You're not going to be seen outside your town or your city, at least. You can still go perform at little showcases and open mics and stuff and be known in your city, But now it's like open it up where you can be known to the world. You know what I mean? Like, there's people that send their music into my show, like from Africa and like all over the place. You know what I mean? And like, how like, and then, it's just like, but, which is dope, you know what I mean? But it just changed it where like people don't want to go out no more. They don't want to go to shows, you know what I mean? And a lot of that I feel like is because the artists don't put on shows and perform,
That is so true.
Like they're going up there and having their music playing and they're lip singing, or they're just like, these rappers are just up there and like the song's playing and they're just, doing nothing. Like, people aren't actually performers no more. And that's what hopefully it gets back to, because I feel like that's what it has to get back to, because one thing, that's the only way that as artists we're going to make money is being able to perform, and and that's something that AI can't do, you know, because AI because at some point like people got tired. At some point, like it wasn't even people. It's because for the past like fucking 50 years they just been telling us what is good. Like this is the music to listen to. This is what's dope. This is that, you know. And then they made it, and then people they changed it to like a point because it used to be like music was so natural. Like it would be like a bunch of people, they'd be playing live instruments even whenever they're recording, like 1, 2, 3, and then be like, man, you're messing up on the keys, man. Don't mess it up. All right, take 32. Like, you know, but there's something magical to that. You know what I mean? There's something magical to hearing somebody really perform, and their music and their voice isn't like it sounds like a real person, or it has like a feeling or emotion and not so auto-tuned and robotic out, you know, because the thing is though is all those people that with the auto-tunes and all that type of stuff, and they made it, and there's nothing wrong with it, but it just got to such an extreme point that like people just polished it up to like, you know, but now AI's here and AI can do that better than all them people, like, you know. And I feel like in the next like 10 years, people, they're not going to care if AI made the song or not. They're going to listen to it. You know what I mean? Like I feel like if something comes on Spotify, they're not like, you know, and you're just you're not an artist. You're just somebody that enjoys music, and you hear a song, you're not going to care if it's AI made it or if fucking a human made it, because you're just going to be like, this is good music, you know? And then the artist's going to be pushed out, and there's like, you know, and the only artists that could be able to make it are actually going to be artists that could go and perform, and you know what I mean? Or, you know, or have live instruments again and shit. That's why you see a lot of rappers and stuff nowadays, like the good ones that are still out, you know, like Jay-Z and everybody, like Kanye shit. Kanye's holding it down with this little globe shit. That shit's dope as fuck. Like, you know, there still is good performances, you know, but it's like, especially, you know what I mean? Because it's like, why would you want to go and you know what I mean? Especially as an independent artist, you know, like, because they don't. And then they'll go, and then people go spend like $500 to go see, you know what I mean, like Chris Brown and Usher and stuff, but they don't want to spend $10 to go see an independent artist, you know?
I always say this because, and true, just piggyback what you mentioned, a lot of people don't understand how did these artists became mainstream. They were just like us one time, independent. It's just they had the right luck, the right timing. And the people who had they saw something in the
backing, you know.
Yes, and decided to take the risk, and you know, because that point on they became big. But it's like you said, a lot of people respect the industry when it comes to independent, because the independent scene it branches out to mainstream. A lot of people understand that. Yeah.
And there's a lot of people that listen to music, and the real people that really enjoy music and listen to music, they like independent music. Because and they like to feel like they know the artist because they can reach out to the artist. You know, they're not so disconnected from them in a way. And it's the same. That's why they like watching the lives, and they like watching that shit, because they feel like they have a connection to you. You know, like, you know, it's almost like because we're getting sucked into like a virtual world. You know what I mean? Like eventually we're not even gonna be looking at this. We're gonna have like these fucking goggles on and be like the Matrix and hooked up to machines, like living in a dream state. You know. Like sometimes I was thinking about that the other day. I had this badass dream, and I was like, man, sometimes my dreams are funnier than my real life. Like that shit was dope. Like, you know what I mean? It's like I want to go back to sleep because that shit was dope. Like,
you're like, I don't want to wake up. I don't want to wake up.
Like, I don't even get paid till tomorrow. Like, I just want to go back to sleep. Fuck this shit. That shit was fun. But
that's some dreams like that. So like,
but it is. But think about it though, because things are so virtual. Like if you would, like, you know what I mean? Like if you would think that think like even like 50 years ago, so that would be what, like 76. So like if you could tell somebody, be like, oh, I could sit here and talk to you and be able to see you and look at you, they'd be like, what? Like they still had like dial-up phones, like they're you know, or even like try like 10 years before that, they didn't even have a dial. They had to call and have an operator tell them, be like, put this person on line, and then the operators listen to your whole conversation the whole time.
Like, oh, check this out, man.
You know, they were gossiping, talking about everybody up at the town. Man, you wouldn't know what I heard, you know?
And they're like, yo, shh, hold on, just stay quiet. This is what they gotta say.
Yeah.
Man, time to change.
Because I feel like as an artist, you gotta just constantly put your music out there, and you gotta do it because you want to do it, and do it because you're enjoying doing it and you're loving doing it, you know. And if you just keep like, you know, fertilizing, keep growing it, then it's gonna, you know, it's not gonna happen overnight, you know.
Of course, yeah.
And you gotta keep doing it. And that's what really because there are people that just like, you know, like they just start off and then they just get that lucky break. Like the first time they, you know, touch a mic and go on stage, they get signed or famous or whatever, you know. But now even famous isn't really anything because, you know, it's like the 2 seconds of fame or 15. It used to be, what was it? It used to be like 15 minutes of fame. Then now it's like 2 seconds. Now it's like 0.2 seconds, you know?
Yeah, because people's attention span is so short now.
Yeah.
You know?
Especially since TikTok, and it's because we're getting shoved all this stuff down our face. But that doesn't even make people aren't even happy though. Like it's not even like we're all like having a great time, like on our phones, like, oh, this is awesome. You know what I mean? We're all depressed. Look at this shit. Like, you know, it give us anxiety and shit. Like, because everybody's addicted to their phones, like me included. You know, that's why I'll be sitting there. I'll be having to make myself like not get on social medias and shit. I'll just be like, fuck, I ain't even gonna get on there because it's like, you know.
It's addicting. Yes.
Yeah, it's addicting. You'll just be doom scrolling. Like you're not doing nothing. You're just sitting there just scrolling. Like, you know what I mean? Especially with TikTok and shit. Like TikTok's the worst.
Yeah,
because it's so dumb, you know? Like and it's just the way it's set up and it's just like bullshit, like just shoved in your face, like da, 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 da. You can't even like I don't even know what's up with my app because I'll be like trying to get off of it, it'll still be playing videos and it'll be all like yeah, I'm just like, what the fuck, man?
We want you back in. That's what it is.
So when do you do your podcast and stuff, and where can people watch it at?
Yes, definitely, no problem. So I usually do it. I work with other people's schedules. So let's say we can. I usually do Fridays and Sundays, at 7 p.m. Eastern time. So let's say it was an art. I had a couple of times where I had to be flexible and let's say artist, I can't do Friday, I can do Saturday. Not a problem. So I'm very flexible with people's schedules. But usually I do Fridays at 7 p.m. also 7 p.m. on Sundays. So pretty much it gets seen on Twitch, on Facebook Live, and also on YouTube. And it's live, and I have a thing where people just chat, hey, what's up, how you doing? Or they ask questions to the guests as well. So it's very, like you said, interactive, and, you know, I would love to have you there as well. So we could, you know, talk all that crazy stuff. And then also, like you mentioned, your artists as well. So love to promote your stuff out there on the show.
For sure. So what's the name of the podcast?
Yes. Vero G Spotlight Radio Show.
Okay. All right, cool. So I appreciate you coming on here for sure, and we'll definitely network and do something in the future for sure.
Definitely. Oh, before just wanted to let people know where they can find me.
Oh yeah.
No, you're good. The conversation is good. That's what.
Yeah, we all start talking about AI and all sorts of shit.
Don't get me started with that. Oh my god. So real quickly, guys, my Instagram, which is @officialverog, that's all together. Also you can check out, I don't really be on Twitter. They used to be Twitter, but now it's called X. I don't really be on there, but it's @VERO 2884. You want to check it out. Also my Facebook, no problem. My Facebook artist page is the same. It's @VERO 2884. Also, you guys can check my YouTube channel, Vero G Spotlight Network, and also check out my website, which is www.verogmusic.com. So that's pretty much it.
All right, that's awesome. I appreciate you coming on here for sure, and everybody make sure I'll go follow her and check out her music.